revisiting speaking up. Little tips for you. These will help, just tiny little things that you could do. I've mentioned this before. It might seem repetitive. Good. That means you heard when I said it before, and this must be a way that things will sink in more is when you hear it more and more. With this impact statement, I need to talk about this impact statement. When you look at the literature, many people talk about using I statements, as in instead of you upset me, we can say, I was upset or I feel hurt that this happened, that you did that. So I find it a little bumpy sometimes personally. Many people use it flawlessly. My worry is it may deny it may belittle the impact of the situation. So instead of contorting yourself to turn it into an I statement, I would rather you at least let your partner know the effects, the impact of their actions on you. So instead of saying, I feel disrespected because you ignored me, you could say, when you ignore me, it hurts deep. It throws me off. It makes my day go really, really bad. It makes me question my own self-worth. See the difference? It isn't so much gently in an I, it's more like really letting your partner know the effects that their behavior is having on you. I like this way better than I do the I statement. More things that will help you in the process of speaking up. I got to put a little bit of this because this is my way. You may not be of the same mind as I am, but I am really I get really assertive, but I like that I do that because I never want somebody to say, but you never told me. And so this is me saying, this is me telling you how I feel. So don't later say, why didn't you tell me? This little record this convo if you have to, so that there's proof it happened. One of my clients kept saying, but he keeps saying I never told him. And I said, well, the next time maybe you record it. Maybe you don't necessarily don't record it without his permission, but just kind of saying, look, I'm recording this conversation today. You really, really hurt me by doing what you did. That was uncalled for. I felt disrespected. There you go. And maybe you could save it and say, don't ever say that I never told you. And then be really surprised if this relationship, if I find myself that I'm fed up. I have told you several times. So that's my way. I can get a little forceful. Do this your version of that. I like also sometimes it's more necessary for me to do a gentle approach, which is stuff like, you may not want to hear this, but I won't be silent about what I need. That is again me, but you could tweak that how you would word, you may not want to hear this, or I won't be, again, make it your own. And then this is really one I do use. If you wanted a doormat, you wouldn't be with me. He hasn't used it back, but I'm half expecting him to say, if you wanted someone who wasn't so reasonable and analytical, you wouldn't be with me. And then this one, I believe every couple should be using. We said honesty is important. Here goes. Tips for speaking up. Some of these might seem repetitive, but again, it can't hurt to have too much information about these things. I have already alluded to some of them, but again, little tips, and they seem to be, I quite like all of them. The one I'm not as fond of is this practice in front of the mirror, although I wouldn't do it in front of the mirror, but I might kind of practice it in my head. Say, okay, what I really want to say is but if some people have found that practicing in a mirror actually does help them deliver their message, lots for you to have in your tool bag.